Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous 3-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Mr. Controversy here. Did you miss me? Of course, it's another great Saturday to talk sports. Might be raining outside here in Atlanta, Georgia, but it's all right. Still gonna talk sports and have a great time. So much going on in sports today. My co-host, my road dog, the intellectual, is still out. He was doubtful and he couldn't make it, but hey, this show is dedicated to you once again. But somehow I was blessed to have a superstar come back. My man H.O. What's going on, H.O.?
Fan, what it is. I'm coming off the bench again. I feel like a Milwaukee Brewer pitcher.
Hey.
Just call him in.
Call him in.
I might have more clout than Hater.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Watch out for Hater tonight.
Oh,
He's rested for 4 games now.
That's all they needed.
You know what I'm saying? So watch out for Haters. Those who don't know, that's the left-hander for Milwaukee Brewers. So make sure y'all tune in, man. I'm glad to be here though with my. You see, I went something new today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went something new today.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say the name because they ain't paying us, so
exactly. So
whatever.
Yeah.
But real quick, hey Crystal.
What's up?
Wait, we're gonna turn your mic on. We're gonna say it again. You
There you
go.
go.
It. You there?
What's up?
Yeah, just had to speak to you.
I appreciate it.
G is doing his usual and engineer duty. But it's all right. G, you ain't got to say yo. I can say it for you, yo. But yo, we're going to have a great show today. Man, we're going to hit on some topics. We might step on some toes, like they say in church today. First, we're going to talk about this college football playoff situation, man. It's a lot of upsets, but we definitely wanted to get this early because, everybody's going to start talking about it.
Right.
Right before the season ends, but
I think next week is when the playoffs.
Yeah,
week
right.
8 is when they
but
start.
It's a lot of upsets, so it's affecting a lot of teams, and we want to dive into that. Also, we're going to talk about this G League contract, this loot that they're giving out for players that are elite coming out of high school. So we're going to get into that, go deeply into that. Mm-hmm. Then we have a special guest and the 3-point conversion correspondent, Mr. Joel Cordes. He's going to come in and talk NBA basketball with us. And then with the NFL, it's a young man named Drew Brees who was 1 touchdown shy of 500. He's already leading. He's already the number 1 passing yards leader in the NFL history. So we're going to talk about where is his place in NFL history. Where do you rank him amongst other NFL quarterbacks? And then we got Stop It, What's on Our Mind, Quick Hits, and we got the over and under. So make sure you stay tuned. Let your family and friends know they can listen to the show on 1100 AM, The Real in Atlanta, Georgia. Also, they can check us out on TuneIn app, The Real 1100, The Real. Also, iHeartRadio, Radio Now. And if you all have Facebook, go on Facebook. Check out the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, and we're on live as well. So it's time for these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sherm Beats for the sick beats. Here we go. So, as we spoke of last night, the Milwaukee Brewers forced a Game 7 and beat the LA Dodgers 7-2. And as you mentioned earlier, you talked about Hater. But my question is, was this needed for baseball to force a Game 7 right now?
Yeah, because you're gonna need that that Manny Machado talk to continue.
Right.
Whether he's a dirty player, not a dirty player, things of that nature. Will it affect his contract going into this offseason? So you got the storylines. You got the other storyline is with the way Milwaukee and Craig Counsell has been trying to change the way baseball is being over the years. Could he be something, or could this be something that's trending where you use your relief staff more or less than they've already broken the record with 37 innings pitched in the postseason.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
So again, we could have a trending thing, and then we looking at the LA Dodgers as far as Manny Machado and the talk about him being a dirty player, not being a dirty player. How much will that affect his contract coming up?
So yeah, it's a lot of stories within this one series. So this is good for baseball.
Yep.
Moving on. The Atlanta Hawks drove once again. Score was, I think, 139 to 117, 133 to 117.
As they say in the hood, it was plenty to a few.
Right. But Trae Young, he did look, he's getting better. He's getting more comfortable. I mean, this is expected. But he had 20 points and 9 assists. His court vision, man, is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
As a young guy, it's and people looked at his scoring more so his assists and playmaking ability when he came to the NBA.
Right.
So real quick, what is your thought? I mean, do you think that people slept? I mean, should we be focusing now not on the scoring but more so?
Well, I mean, if you listen to Lord Pierce, he would tell you that they're more impressed with the passing ability of Trae Young more than anything. So the deep range and the comparison to Steph is just something that everybody's going to focus on anyway. So I do like the way he's passing. The pick and roll with Lynn, the pick and roll with Collins when he gets back. I think that's going to be something big. But the issue is, and you can verify this, with the way State Farm Arena is set up, are people really going to pay attention to what he's actually doing
that's the thing.
Instead of walking around getting haircuts and playing golf?
Because I was there.
You're right. I know. That's my point. Because now it can get misleading to say, well, he only had 8 points, but did you see the assist that he actually made? So you're going to have people to be misled by some numbers and really not watch the young man.
Right. And also, if y'all in Atlanta right now, they have an open house today at 12. I think it's 12:30. You go in and view the
I was supposed to go today.
But you here, though.
Yeah,
You view that State Farm Arena. Moving on. The Minnesota Timberwolves fans booed Jimmy Butler during introduction. But then he got MVP chance during the game because he led him to a victory and he scored 33 points. Real quick. I mean, do you think it was warranted that they booed him? They also booed Thibodeau also, but do you think it was warranted that he got booed?
Bro, it's Minnesota. I mean, let's be real.
So if that's the case,
I mean, it's Minnesota.
Should they get to stop it?
They probably should. Absolutely. It's Minnesota.
Like,
you don't even your fans in Minnesota, and again, you say we're going to step on some toes, so, here we go. The fans in Minnesota, I mean, what right do you have to boo a superstar?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what? Kevin Garnett is gone. Kevin Love is gone. Maybe they need to change Jimmy Butler's name to Kevin so he can be along with the rest of the Kevins. Kevin McHale, But, I mean, it's Jimmy Butler, bro. This is the only guy you got. You see how fickle they are. If they were going to boo him in the introduction. And I'm hearing it was some little boos. It wasn't a big hurrah of boos. But then you got the MP chant. I mean, it's fickle.
Hey, still though. I don't know. All right, moving on. The Cleveland Browns trade running back Carlos Hyde to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 5th-round pick. My question is, does this mean Chubb breaks out this year? Because we saw a few of his runs, but Is he gonna? Do you think this is the opportunity? We see Sony Michel as a Georgia, Ben in Georgia. We see Sony Michel doing his thing.
Yep.
Does Nick Chubb take it and run with it?
Let me give it to you this way. You can no longer hide Chubb.
Gee, what's going on with him and using these words today, man? Like, come on.
Hey, man, maybe it's the
coffee.
Maybe it's the coffee. Listen, I think Cleveland has done himself a great favor to make sure that, because Hyde just signed a contract, now they can go with a cheaper running back that can give you the same or more production. They see how Sony is being used in New England. And for the most part, Chubb was for a long period of time, the more accomplished back at Georgia. So it's time for him to get his touches and get time to get into the game.
And then Chubb, like I said, he showed what he can do just by I'm getting the ball 5 times.
Exactly.
But look what I've done.
Exactly.
Carlos is not taking it to the house like that.
Right.
Now he's going to get you yards. He's going to do what he do and get you touchdowns at the goal line.
Right.
But Chubb could do that plus take it to the house. So I think it's a good opportunity for him.
Great opportunity. They going young.
Yeah. So
they're going young.
I like what Cleveland is doing. Moving on, the Arizona Cardinals fire offensive coordinator Mike McCoy and promote quarterback coach Byron Leftwich to OC. As simple as, do you think this will fix the problem? Was that the issue?
No. You would hope that Byron Leftwich would be a better OC than he was quarterback, but I highly doubt it. I just think.
Dang, bro, like.
Well, you say we step on toes. We keep it real in here, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Go ahead.
I mean, the reason I have knowledge of that, because he was once a Falcon quarterback. So
man, he was 38 years old, and
look, he's played. He's been the backup. He's been on the sideline wearing the baseball cap for many years.
Yeah.
So the backup quarterbacks a lot of times
usually
make
be the ones that
great coaches. Doug Peterson, Frank Reich. I'm sure there's another couple of other backup quarterbacks.
I said hope.
No, you said.
I say I hope he's a better.
That seems like some doubt.
Was like,
I said serious doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had all the doubt, right?
Really? Yep, you did, bro.
Okay.
Moving on. Speaking of doubt, in the eve of Michigan and Michigan State's game, their rivalry game that happens today at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern, it was reported that there was a blue M painted on the sidewalk next to the Sparty statue. That's Michigan State's, their mascot. Police say investigation is still open on this. This is what you want. I mean, this is.
I love it.
This is.
The story should have been the statue was vandalized again.
Because it was right.
And like a lot of Michigan gets them the most, but Northwestern's gotten them.
Right.
And I thought the most pitiful one was Valparaiso got them.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
So basically they're the punks of the Big East, huh?
Woof.
The Big 12.
There you go.
I mean, Big 10. Big 10. I'm sorry, Big 10.
There you go.
I'm just saying, bro. Look, everybody punking them. If you got Valparaiso punking you,
that was during basketball season, of course.
It don't matter.
But still, Valparaiso.
That's even worse during basketball season because oh my god.
But this was the Sparty statue. They've got the Magic Johnson statue's been vandalized a few times.
Yeah, I remember that.
Don't Steve Smith got a statue there, or he just got a library or building or something?
I think he has a building.
Oh, okay.
Wow. But they get got all the time.
But the funny thing is, Michigan keeps doing this, and the last 8 games they played each other, Michigan State's won 7. But we can talk about that later on.
Ooh.
And last but not least, the NBA. I don't know what's going on with their dress policy. If you're on Facebook Live, please go to Facebook Live. We're about to show you some pictures, videos, whatever G has cooked up for us. So, Drew Holiday, I don't know if he was watching Dragonfly Jones. I don't know if he was watching Kung Fu. I don't know what he was
Karate
into. Karate Kid. Yeah. But he had a bandana under his headband. And the jump was just swinging. I'm like, I know he ain't getting no weave on his hair, but it's just, it's crazy. Then Marcus Smart, He came to the game with this velvet robe looking like, you know, that one of them robes that Hakeem had on Coming to America. That was, you know, the kids were stealing out in the streets.
Yeah,
he had one of them with no shirts on.
It's that new hot Versace robe.
Yeah.
That a lot of celebrities have been wearing, and they wear them out in public.
And he had it no shirt on, just coming to the game. And then
find out what $12 million can do for you.
Right, but look, and then your boy, I know, right? Then Russell Westbrook had a Miami Vice suit jacket on.
Yeah.
With Mr. T gold chains and no shirt under it. Like, bruh, sitting at the game. What are y'all doing? What's NBA like? Come on now. Well, I know they said they could wear different shoes and all that, but
I know the NBA trying to stay relevant for 12 months out the year. But this is getting ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous.
Look like Drew Holiday going to dojo practice. Marcus Smart, he 4 years and $48 million. We see it, bro.
We want to be a superhero.
Yeah, and then you got Russell and just
I don't know.
I guess he's going to stop a crime after the game.
Look, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Crystal Dayon, and this is your Sports News Break. The Atlanta Hawks lost their second game in a row to the Memphis Grizzlies, 131-117. Trae Young scored 20 points and 9 assists in the loss. Trying to build off the momentum, the Atlanta Falcons prepare for the New York Giants for a Monday night showdown. Julio Jones hopefully gets his first touchdown of the year against the G-Man. The Georgia Bulldogs and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets both have a bye this week, which both are coming off losses. Atlanta United are 1 point away from collecting the Supporter Shield. They play their last regular season home game against the Chicago Fire this Sunday. Make sure to follow the 3-Point Conversion for all your major sports news updates. It's where fans' opinions matter.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Hey, what's going on? It's your man Terrell Thomas. We out here right now. Big up, shout out to the 3-Point Conversion.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here with my man H.O.
Yeah.
And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Cindy Cuts Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Make sure y'all check them out, man. Like, just simple. Y'all need a fresh cut, go get one. You need somewhere to get away from the house, from the wife, from whatever, just have a good time. Hey, you know, you're going to talk sports, politics, community, whatever. You know, it's a real barbershop. You know what I'm saying? What's in that barbershop stays in that barbershop. That's probably the best part of it, that barbershop, besides the cutting. But no empty chairs or nothing, man. And, hey, shout out to Dwayne Chambers. Make sure you follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMTHEHEHABARBER or THEBARBER. And shout out to my man Sean. Sean, man, hey man, I ain't going nowhere, bro. I'm still at Cindy Cuts. I ain't going nowhere, dog. I got you. I'm Cindy Cuts for life, baby. You ain't gotta worry. I'm there. All right. So next, we got to get into this hot topic. So it was a bomb dropped this week, which opened a lot of people's. I mean, you had people doing the Muhammad Ali, like they couldn't believe it with the mouth, the jaw open and everything. So the G League came out and said that they're going to offer $125K to certain elite basketball players coming out of high school to play with them, to get into, then that develop them, then they get into the NBA the next year. Wow, 125. What your thoughts, man?
Well, first of all, we say the G League, but we really need to say the NBA.
Yeah,
the NBA is basically saying we about to shut the door on LeVar Ball's idea.
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and stay where you are. We got this going on. It also makes you question: are they going to actually make a rule change in the one and done? Because if you're going to do this, then why change the one and done to allow everybody to go from college anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go from high school anyway. So it's almost like a counter effect to that. So I have to see it work or see what happens. And I think another part of this is it kind of shuts the door on those overseas guys who go overseas. And I think with Terrence Ferguson and Brandon Jennings are two guys that did the overseas thing before going to college. I think it kind of shuts the door on that, because I think if you talking about the NBA is doing something like this, this is a way for you to, and they normally it's fine print, but they made sure they told you you will be more involved in NBA off the court, on court situations and activities and things of that nature. So that was just another little quick bonus. So
the big thing is the fact that they're going to allow them, like this will help them. I shouldn't say help, but they get the 125K, but now they'll be able to make money as far as advertising, being signed to shoe deal, any other endorsements.
Exactly.
So that part is good for the kids. Because, again, I've always said, if you're qualified to do a job, you shouldn't have to go through certain type of,
scrutiny and structure.
I don't want to say because it's not training, because you train on the job.
Right.
I mean, but
a certain kind of structure.
But yet still, if we look at it from the league perspective, I think it's good because now they're playing in the NBA and they're in the G League, I should say. Mm-hmm. And the fact that now you're playing again, because there's other people in the G League that's played in that league for 5-6 years. That's on a 2-way contract. So they played in the NBA, but yet still, half their games, some of their games at that point, they're back in the G League. So they're learning from them constantly. I think that's good. But what does it say about the players that don't get in?
Well, this is what, to me, it goes. First, to answer your question, what are the credentials to say select players? You see what I'm saying? That in itself, are you top 10 ranking? Is it top 20? What's the credentials to say a select few or some select players?
Right.
The question would be, am I going to be seen on TV? Because a lot of kids go to, schools like Duke and Kentucky and Kansas and North Carolina, so they can be seen on TV, and they are the scouts are watching them every game on TV. In the G League, not so much. You're not on TV, but not necessarily means that the scouts are not going to find you and things of that nature. But it's like, which route do I take?
But to me, I don't think the TV matters at that point, because if a team picks you up in the G League, you're basically signed, in a sense, to that team. If you're on the G League, say if you're the Erie Hawks, Bay Hawks, then you're Atlanta Hawks.
Right, but how long would it take you to get to a 2-way contract, or maybe a contract if you're seen on TV and you want it done? If you go be a top 3 pick, that means I'm gonna get top 3 money off the rip instead of waiting a couple of years in the G League, still making 125.
And before I let
which
you
is
go,
which is a risk.
The two-way contract, most people might not know what it is where you split. So if you sign a two-way contract,
it's not really a split,
right? It's
like
not.
you're really with the team at most for 30 days. If you are still with the NBA team for 30 days, if they are going to stay on longer than that, you have to sign them to a new contract.
Is it new two-way?
Well, not a new two-way. It's you have to sign them for the rest of the season.
Right. Which, I mean, gives you the option, but it can't work out that way. It's good for the players because that way at least they're forced to look at you, you know what I'm saying, through this period, whatever. But so that's what a two-way basically is. I mean, G made it sound horrible, but it's basically saying that
it's 3 10-day contracts.
That's it.
Yeah. But at least you're getting that. I mean,
but with someone who gets a 10-day contract, you get 2, but you can't sign that player to a third 10-day contract. You got to sign it for the rest of the season.
But usually though, with 10-day contracts, from what I always see, I guess you used to hear about the guys that play that are, I guess, on a bigger scale. You always hear about the 10-day contract, and then they get signed. So I mean, but anyway, what? Go ahead with your. How do you feel about it?
It's kind of a I mean, there are a lot of pros and cons with it, of course. One of the pros, of course, is that, okay, they get paid and no one can say anything because they're playing in a professional league. A con is that they're playing in South Dakota, some no-name town in Indiana. Well, I think it's Fort Wayne. That's Fort Wayne, really no-name town, but still,
really,
you're playing like in Fort Wayne or one of those 100 cities in California outside of LA or whatever. So you're playing in all these small towns. There's not a lot of TV exposure, and there's no I heard this yesterday. The college life is underrated as far as like just being a college student, even if they're there for 1 year. Look at Trae Young going to Oklahoma games. He played basketball there for 1 season, but he will be associated with that school. He is a legend at that school. So having the opportunity to be, to have that name and that celebrity, and you weren't really there that long,
right? That
can pay off more than playing in the G League for 1 year just to get to the NBA.
Because I'm wondering, it messes you up because now the players, say if they get signed to the G League, you don't get drafted, I don't think. Or is that?
Yes, you can, because some players played in the G League first, and then like it's always been a rule to where you can go from high school to the G League, but not a lot of players did that.
But because usually
I think only like Glenn Rice Jr.
Right.
And then he got drafted, but he had played in the G League the year before.
But like I was saying though, so I guess because they don't sign but if with them signing this contract or they're offering $125K, like I mentioned, usually, teams have G Leagues. It's like a development, you know what I'm saying? Like MLB, whatever. You have that, and it's for the teams. Like I said, Erie Bayhawks are for Atlanta Hawks.
Right.
You got the Toronto 9,099,
right.
whatever
It's a minor league team, but who knows how long it's going to take for you to get to the actual show.
You can't call up that if a guy went from high school right to the NBA, you can't call up that player during that season.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, do they have privy? Like, are they privy to say, we want?
No. They basically sign a 1 year deal, and then they're put into the draft pool.
So as a player, it might hurt them.
It's not set up for
the players.
Right, but again, we have to identify what are those select players, because, if I'm RJ Barrett, I'm not going to the G League. I'm just going to go to Duke and show my talents, and I'll be the top 3 pick. And we're going to leave it at that. So, I mean, the quicker way, if you're a top player, the quickest way to the NBA is to still go be the college route. if you're not if you're not top 3 or you got some issues with grades or whatever the case may be, maybe that's a longer route to take while you can get paid and things of that nature. Like we mentioned, Terrence Ferguson, Brandon Jennings, and things of that nature. Look at those type players to see this is the route that they could have taken without going overseas.
Money,
and doing
they need money,
exactly.
and all of that. But I think they get paid more than $125K in overseas, though.
Yeah, but the kind of lifestyle.
But you don't
live.
have to go overseas. That's the appeal, that the players don't have to look at.
Right.
And it's not like they're going to they're not going to always the best overseas team.
Exactly.
No, right.
And 2, there's no guarantee that they're even going to get playing time. Like Brandon Jennings went over there, and he probably played like 10 minutes a game.
Right. I think he averaged like 6 points.
Yeah.
So let me
no TV exposure at all.
And none.
So let me step on some toes. So was this done to basically tackle and get rid of what Unc came up with, Uncle LeVar Ball came up with?
Hey.
Because Unc came up with this situation, and if y'all don't know who Unc is, y'all should know, listen to the show. This is LeVar Ball. We call him Unc, Uncle LeVar. Unc came up with this idea, and this is what he's doing with his league. And now NBA all of a sudden decides to come up with something like this.
I said before we started, this is a straight, direct approach to say LeVar Ball go sit down somewhere. And it's always been, to me, it's not that the idea was bad or good. To me, it's always who is presenting the idea.
Right.
You talking about a organization as the NBA presents this idea, it's going to sound good. It's going to look good. You get somebody like Unc who does it, it's going to sound like, well, whatever. I don't even trust you. You can't even get me my pair of shoes. You talking about Zoe 2s and we ain't even got our Zoe 1. I mean, so it's bad business.
Right.
So,
it sounds bad to the general public because for the players, they were like.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying for the general public.
But I mean, again, then you have WNBA. They going in. They going in. Oh,
they making more money than
the MVP. They making more money than the MVP, the best player in the league, not getting paid that.
Oh wow!
And they've been saying,
slap
so
in the face.
I'm just saying. I think that at this point, it looked good. It was a shocker, but it's like, I wonder if it's going to work. I mean, some kids going to need the money. We know that. But at the same time, like you said, you got to think long run. Somebody, and the college, the people that come in and recruit, the recruiters are going to say, hey, you can be playing in front of thousands. People want to see you. Where you can go to South Dakota and
12 people will see you.
Yeah. And they don't know who you are.
And you might get free,
popcorn.
Waffle House or something.
Right, that's it. Yeah. Look, we're going to take a quick break. This is something to think about. But we're going to be back to talk some college football. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Williams, and you are listening to 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kent Bazemore from the Atlanta Hawks. You're now listening to 3-Point Conversion.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy and H.O.
Yeah.
G.
Yo.
And the lovely Crystal Dayon. All right. So, it's Saturday morning, and which means it's college football time. It's time to talk college football. And first, we got to go, we go first with the nosy neighbor watch. This is the part where we like to talk about who is that player we're watching or concerned about, where we turn the lights off, we got the blinds, peeking through the blinds, that nosy neighbor. Just trying to see what you're doing, whether you're good, whether you're bad, see what you're going to do, how effective you're going to be. It's your floor, sir.
My nosy neighbor watch this week is, can it be two people?
Go ahead.
Okay. Kirby Smart, Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm, not from State Farm, but from Athens.
Stupid, man.
Listen, Georgia got demolished last week.
Right.
We talking about what? How you gonna use Justin's Field? We talking about that big time. Kirby, are you gonna put him in? And when you put him in, are you gonna turn the keys loose, or you gonna get the chains off?
Mm-hmm.
Big talk about Fromm going 1 for 11 on third down. Justin Fields getting in the game only to hand the ball off, not being a threat.
Right.
So now we got everybody in the neighborhood coming over to the house saying, hey, you got Florida coming up. You got Kentucky coming up. You got Auburn coming up. Peeking through that blind trying to see, Kirby, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, baby? So we watching.
But quickly, I would go with mine. We up against this clock, literally. I'm going to go with mine, and I have Trevor Lawrence for the same reason. This is the first time he's going to play a ranked team, and he's starting. We saw what you did against Syracuse. The injury kind of saved you, dog. Let's be honest, because you was playing horrible. You was getting beat. Your backup came and saved you. What are you going to do now? Stakes on you, so
yeah.
I'm peeking and looking. But anyway, we're going to take this next 7 minutes, and I want to talk about, we mentioned earlier, with all of these upsets, you just talked about Georgia getting upset by LSU. I mean, we continuously see it. Florida beat LSU. We saw Texas beat Oklahoma. Man.
Iowa State beat West Virginia.
Everybody and Mama beat everybody in the Big Ten. So my question is, because of all this now, and not just that, with UCF doing what they're doing, should we change the criteria of how you get into playoffs?
The best part about this and having a sports show is great because you give us something to talk about. To us, it's a playoff every weekend because of the upsets, because it shifts the situations each and every week. In each and every week, we got to break down the situations that could possibly happen and not happen. To the general public, yeah, you may can add another 2 teams or 4 teams, but to the analysts and the sports talk radio shows and things of that nature, it's like we like it the way it is, or we love the way it is because it gives us things to break down and talk about, because each and every week is a playoffs. We talking about last week. We talked about Iowa State and West Virginia. We was in week 6.
Right.
Talking about that.
Right.
And it basically a playoff.
Right.
So,
because it's what it is.
That's my point. It you know what you got to do before the season.
And then look at it this way too. Yeah, we talked about Georgia getting beat. It was funny because when LSU lost, I said LSU still controls their destiny.
Right.
And it wasn't. It used to be like that. It was hard to say that in certain cases. But then with Georgia, I mean, this loss really didn't mess up Georgia because they still got to play
Florida, Kentucky,
Auburn,
and Georgia
Tech. And still play the SEC championship. I'm just saying if they win this.
Right. Yep, I agree.
Now, does the only team that probably lose and might not be able to come back?
Or Penn State.
Is Alabama. If Alabama lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's going to be tough.
But then, before the season started, the question was the SEC going to get 2 teams? Like, why is that a question? I mean, and I understand, but it's like, so automatically, UCF, all right, bye. I don't care what y'all do. Y'all out of it.
I think someone from the committee said there's a path for UCF to get in, but I just think that was to give them hope.
Yeah, because you know what the path was? You got to jump over Alabama after they lose 2 times. Georgia got to lose 3 times. Clemson got to lose their quarterback. And Ohio State just don't make it. Basically.
No, everybody has to lose 3 times. Yeah. And you can't lose all.
That's not right.
How y'all going to talk about the defending champions like that?
Man.
They got a banner, right? They do have a banner up, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well.
I haven't seen it, though.
Right.
I don't know where they hung it or anything.
They actually got rings. They got rings.
Alabama?
No, UCF got rings.
Oh, they did?
They got the banner and rings, and they're saying that they are the defending champions, yes.
Can I please?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they definitely need a stop it. Yeah, thank you. So
you can't go to Florida.
Hey, we said we stepped on toes today.
You can't go to Florida.
But look, but all I'm saying is it's not right for that. And then for them to say that it might be 2 SEC teams, that's not right. So now, as we're looking, it should only be 1 so far for sure. ACC. So, and the Power 5.
Lose, it's a wrap.
No, they shouldn't get in. The Big 12, if Texas.
G said they only let Oklahoma in anyway. So,
well, Texas is the other one, but like I was saying, just Oklahoma because Texas wasn't good.
They got to play them again in the championship game.
I don't think they get in.
That's probably not going to happen.
I don't think they get in though. Yeah. I don't think no Big 12 team gets in. So if no Big 12 team gets in,
Pac-12 definitely ain't getting in.
Pac-12 not getting in.
So that goes back to the SEC again.
So look. So you say. So let's say. But why can't it be? Why can't it be the only way SEC should have 2 teams if Georgia comes back
and run the table
and beat the winner? Well, no, because if
Alabama loses in the championship,
if Alabama loses to LSU and Auburn, and Georgia beats LSU run the table, whatever, and LSU they beat LSU, then maybe Alabama should get in. I think.
I don't know, but that's crazy. But the thing about I know you bumping for, or it at least sounds like you bumping for a underrated team or under the radar team to go in, and UCF seems to be that team, but they haven't beat a top 10 team since 2013. And G, tell them who the quarterback for that team that
won. Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles. Good old Blake. Wow.
2013, the last time you beat a top 10 team.
But think about Boise State, though. Remember how Boise State took that run? Yeah, they look legitimate.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that UCF should get in. I'm just saying if they're undefeated, if you have all these losses, then let them in. But what about them? I mean, you still got other teams that should be able to get in.
Does they 1 point win against Memphis last week hurt them?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't because.
Well, it shouldn't because we don't do the margin of victory thing anymore. That doesn't account in the rankings anymore.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. Everywhere else is like that, so it shouldn't. I'm just saying, to me, it's going to be tough. I just want to know the criteria, and I think it should change.
Oh, it changed every week.
It does. we should go to the 18,
6
or
8.
6, and have somebody have 2 get a bye or something. I don't know.
Then we don't have nothing to talk about.
We won't. No, because then they need to do 16 because you're saying
we have to talk about basketball now.
I mean, you're right. It's good for sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look how you broke that down in a matter of like minutes. Georgia, LSU, Alabama, with Clemson. I mean, it's something to talk about.
Yeah, man. All right, but maybe because you claim yourself as a national champs.
They do.
You didn't even go to the playoffs.
They claim that
it's not 1990 UCF. We don't have we have since they lost you're the national championship or whatever, like it's not that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 national championships because y'all both undefeated. No. Yeah. You have to play to win. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3-Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fancy Guru, and here are your fantasy facts heading to Week 7. With the big trade that sent former Cleveland Browns running back Carlos Hyde to the Jacksonville Jaguars, new Browns rookie starting running back Nick Chubb makes a great flex play this week. He should be getting a lot of carries against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which could be a close game. Fellow running back Duke Johnson Jr. should also get a boost of plays on third downs, garbage time, etc. But I love the matchup for both players. The player who I benched this week is New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees. He's playing on the road this week against a tough Baltimore Ravens defense, who's finally playing a home game after 3 straight on the road. Brees has a history of struggles on the road, especially playing outdoors. You may not have many options, but I prefer quarterbacks like Mitch Trubisky and Jameis Winston better than Brees this week. My sleeper pick this week is the Chicago Bears running back Tariq Cohen. In his past 2 games, Cohen has been playing awesome with 14 catches for 211 yards and a touchdown, as well as 18 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown. This week he's playing against the New England Patriots at home, which should be a shootout, so I'm expecting Cohen to be used a lot this weekend. Now, if you want to check out more fantasy facts and my ahs and ahs, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at the 3pointconversion.com.
What's up? This is Anthony Hamilton, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
What another Saturday sports day. Talking sports. And right now, it's time to get into some NBA action. We have the 3-Point Conversion NBA correspondent, Mr. Joel Cortez. What's going on today, sir?
Hey, guys, it is so great to be back with you. 3-Point Conversion Lounge just keeps finding another level every season. I love it.
I appreciate that, Joe. Appreciate that, man. It's good stuff. Sir, we're about to get right into it. NBA season has started, and we talked a little bit about this young man, but Trae Young, right now, he's the leader. I mean, he's that guy that's supposed to be the engine for the Atlanta Hawks at a young age. How do we view him? Like, how high is his ceiling, like, for this year? I'm just saying for this year. We know beyond, of course, for the rest of his career, we don't know. But for this ceiling, what do you expect of Mr. Trigger Trae?
I think it really is going to come down to, can he find consistency by the end of the year? And does he figure out where he fits in as an NBA scoring star? He has that potential. We know that. He's got a lot of skills he brings to the table. He's got some downside as far as size. He doesn't necessarily have blow-by NBA speed either. And sometimes with guys like that, it takes them a couple of seasons to figure out not only their limitations, but where they fit within the flow of the offense, where their gear is supposed to go, being able to change up gears, find those shots, get easy shots. I watched Trae Young right now in preseason and in these first couple games, and he's making some good things happen, but it always seems like he's straining against the speed of the NBA game. And he can still make plays out of that, but you know that a player's hit that next level when all of a sudden the old cliche that the game slows down for them. They know where those spots are going to be. They don't have to strain against the speed they're playing within the game. And it's going to take Trae a lot of times. He's going to have games where he looks like he's figured it out, and then he plays a different defense. He's got a different guy on him that night, or he just doesn't have a shot, and it's going to look like he's back at square one. But by the end of the season, I think Hawks fans just want to see that he's got that down on a near nightly basis.
Hey, Joe, this is H.O. I want to talk to you about the Toronto Raptors and Mr. Kawhi Leonard. Many say that Boston and the 76ers are the team to beat in the East, but we all know Kawhi got traded to Toronto, and some say, can he play outside of Pop's system? And I want to ask you, can Toronto with Kawhi compete for that number one seed in the East?
Well, first of all, Kawhi definitely can play outside of Pop's system because he was doing that when he was in Pop's system. He was one of the few guys that Pop allowed to play iso ball. He kind of used to do the same thing for Manu Ginobili, too. He would let those guys freelance, and that's really what made the Spurs system great, is that they had guys like that who could manufacture a basket when the system broke down. So I have no worries about Kawhi Leonard being elite no matter where he goes. In Toronto, he's got a very veteran cast that's been to the playoffs. They've been to the conference finals. They've had their playoff, issues in the past. They do have a new coach, but it's a guy who had been sitting the bench for a long time with them in Nick Nurse. So he's been through those battles too. It's a great situation for Kawhi Leonard. He gets to bring along an elite 3-and-D guy in Danny Green, who happens to be one of his best friends. So there's not as much change in Toronto as people think. Really what they did is they swapped out a star player, a star scorer in DeMar DeRozan for a two-way superstar. It is an upgrade if Kawhi is healthy and mentally locked in, which at least through the first couple games it looks like he is. So to answer your other question, yes, I think Toronto can compete for that number one seed. That doesn't mean they'll necessarily get it, but they're close. You look at Toronto's roster, they run a legitimate 12 deep of guys that you can trust and have been trusted with major minutes. That doesn't help you in the playoffs, but it does help during the regular season when guys get hurt, somebody hits a cold streak, you got to mix and match against opponents. So that 12 deep helps. You look at Philly's roster, they're 9, maybe 10 deep. Boston, even though they've got 5 stars, really runs about 10 deep as well. So Toronto's going to be there. You just wonder if they have enough top-line talent when they get into that 7-game series. But for now, and Kawhi, they're looking good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's makes sense, man. I ain't never look at it like that. Yeah. Wow. All right. And once again, we're here live with Mr. Joel Cortez, the 3-point conversion NBA correspondent. So my next question is, I know it's young, and this is why I'm asking this. You got the teams like the Lakers, Houston, Golden State, Celtics, and even maybe Toronto. What teams that are under the radar that you believe we all need to watch out for?
Well, I think in the Eastern Conference, we like to talk about Toronto, Boston, and Philly, and just end is going to be in this conversation for a top 2 seed, and they're going to sneak up on people, even though we all know that they should be good and that they should be better. I keep going out to the West and looking at New Orleans and going, man, that team is clicking. They don't have a ton of depth, but if they stay healthy, and really that hinges around Anthony Davis, but we know Nikola Mirotic has had some injury issues. Julius Randle has gotten banged up now and again. There's not a lot of guard depth there, but if they stay healthy, that is a very good team that has the pieces around them and I think has some motivation to, really surprise people. The other one that's jumped out to me, and like you said, it's so early, we've kind of expected that Portland was going to fade back down and that they were going to have some problems since they got swept in the playoffs last year, and maybe this is the last ride for Damian and CJ together. But the bench actually looks better right now, which was one of their major problems last year. And if Nick Stauskas, and it was only one game, but if he has a consistent three-point stroke, and if Seth Curry can bring a little bit of firepower off that bench like Shabazz Napier did for them last year, they've got enough bodies up front that I think Portland might wind up being better than they were last season, and that would be a surprise at this point.
Wow, that's good information. My last question for you, Joel, is we saw Houston play the first night. They didn't look so well. They lost a lot on defense. Many people may have recognized that. They will play tonight again against the L.A. Lakers. I do want to ask you, do you think they can overcome what they lost on defense and still be a top 2 seed?
I think they can still be a top 2 seed based on their offense alone, because that isn't going to diminish. But I don't think their ceiling is there anymore as a real legitimate threat to beat Golden State because of those defensive issues. Right. You guys see it. I see it. NBA fans all over see it, that when they lost Trevor Ariza and Luc Mbah a Moute, that they were going to be in trouble, because it wasn't their defensive scheme that was so great last year. It's that they had 5 different guys, including P.J. Tucker, Clint Capella, and Chris Paul, that they could throw into various lineups, and those were all plus defenders. And now they're down to 3. So I think they're going to struggle defensively throughout the year. I think they're still going to be the team that is in the hunt for Jimmy Butler or other wing defenders that maybe they can get on the cheap. A guy like Tony Snell might make some sense for them if he falls out of the rotation in Milwaukee. They're going to be looking for cheap wings to plug in just to get some stops against the elite offensive teams. If they don't get that, Houston could still wind up as the number 2 seed, and I would look at them as an upset special all the way.
Hey, speaking of the trade, I had thought about this trade. Just want to see what you think about it. A Clint Capella trade for Jimmy Butler and Dean from Minnesota.
It could be attractive, but then you're looking at playing Karl Anthony Towns at power forward, which could be done. He definitely has the mobility, but he has not had the defensive chops so far, especially on rotations, to hang out on the wing and with slower guys. He also noticeably bulked up this year, did Towns. So I think the anticipation is that he's going to play center. If Capella were involved, I would probably seek a third team that was looking for Capella, and I think Minnesota is going to need a power forward who stretches the floor a little bit for them, because once again, their three-point shooting is suspect.
Gotcha.
There you have it. The three-point conversion NBA correspondent, Mr. Joel Cortez. You can follow him at bballjoel. Joe, we appreciate you for coming on, man. You know you're always professional, always have your stuff together. Some interesting knowledge once again. Of course, you're welcome back.
Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to another season together. It's great.
Yes, sir.
All right, Joe.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
AM 1100. The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's the 2018 Battlegrounds champion, Damian Adams, from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, you can catch my show weekly on the 3-Point Conversion station on Spreaker Radio. But for right now, I'm doing what everybody else should be doing, and that's listening to Mr. Controversy and The Intellectual in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We want to thank everyone who's listening, who's supporting us, who's been supporting us, looking on Facebook Live. We appreciate you, and it goes deep with us, man. This we don't take it lightly, so we definitely appreciate it. But now, it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, H.O., what's on you, sir?
All right, man. Obviously, the basketball season has started already, and the Sixers has been on TV twice. And when you go to watch the game and you hear the announcers, and then you go to halftime, you hear the analysts like Chuck, Shaq, Ernie and Kenny, and you hear all these announcers. And they constantly and they keep talking about how Markelle Fultz is the one that can get the Sixers over the top. So for all these people who continue to give this energy, I have to give you a stop it. Because you would never ever, and when I say never ever, get over the fact that you got fleeced by Boston and end up taking Fultz instead of Jason Tatum. You would never, ever live that down. So announcers and analysts, please speak the truth and stop trying to make Markelle Fultz this thing that we keep talking about and wasting my energy and time trying to figure out if he ever going to make the Sixers a legit contender. So announcers, analysts,
Stop it. Me and G were talking about this last night. Because
he had made his first 3-pointer.
And everybody
like we finna have a freak Nick because he made a 3. Really? Oh, my God.
And I was like, why? Because I'm not going to lie. I try to go back to remember. I remember his name, and I remember watching too many games. So I'm like, yo, I thought he was good, but then G told me about the injury that messed him up. But it's like, bro, it's like they playing, like it's like Forrest Gump or somebody playing and everybody's cheering him because like he got a special need or something wrong with him. Like, so I'm thinking like, why was he pick number 1?
Exactly.
But the injury, okay.
Hold on, listen. The Sixers gave up a pick and did not take Jason Tatum for him. How can you live that down? That's almost worse than John Gruden just giving away Khalil Mack.
Never. They'll never live that down.
Thank you. Let's get to it.
All right. We were just talking about that. All right. My stop it moment. So you all been hearing about the lottery, right? And the lottery's up to what? Nobody won last night, I don't think. It's today,
No,
right?
it's $1.6 billion.
$1.6 billion, right?
Yeah, with a $980 million take home.
So Floyd Mayweather spent $2,000 on lottery tickets yesterday.
Stop it. Stop it.
Come on, Floyd. Bro, you got about $1 billion already. Like, I know people were saying you broke, but I know you not broke, bro. Anytime you come on, man, them fights, money you making. Can somebody else have the money, bro? That's all I'm saying. Can I get some of that, dog? Like, for real?
Stop it.
Now, what would have been dope if he would have bought $2,000 and dispersed it to, around. He not doing that.
And he trying to fight Khabib. And that's at least $200 million right there.
Yeah, bro. What you?
Like,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Now, some people
Selfish.
some people that go to the clubs and maybe strip clubs, especially the clubs. I don't know if he's going to clubs, but they know if he does win this money, he's gonna throw about $3 million of that money in the club anyway. So, but come on, man, let the young people, let the little folks get some of that money. I think I heard Crystal say she spent. What'd you say?
No, I just said, I hit the whatever. I don't play the lottery, but I hit the Powerball or whatever. So I got my money back for my tickets so I can reinvest it. I appreciate Floyd for contributing to the jackpot. Thank you, brother.
There it is.
Hey, there you go.
Definitely not
So before we go, are you playing it? You playing the lottery, sir? You bought some tickets? Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt.
G,
I played yesterday.
how did that experience go?
What I didn't know is that they just I just asked for a ticket, and I thought I had to fill it out and pick my numbers, but they just gave me a ticket with some numbers on it.
Yeah, it's a quick pick.
I didn't.
Because you're supposed to. You're able to pick, right?
You can pick where
you can
do
pick,
quick
or you can do quick pick.
Did you? Well, you said you played a.
I picked my numbers. I had a dream about numbers, so.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
I did.
There you go. You got a dream book?
I do actually have a dream dictionary.
Oh, okay, so hey, might need to get on
the
that.
numbers are super vivid, so.
Like I told G, I'm not playing. Hopefully, I could do like Martin and play. Talk like y'all done for playing and all that, and then play one ticket and win.
Right.
But I don't want to play because you get in that mode where you at work. Everybody talking about, man, if I win, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit this. Man, I'll probably get this amount away, get it to some cousins, give it to the needy, and then, keep this for myself. You do all that, y'all in La La Land after 15 minutes, and then next thing you know, you can snap out of reality because you get a call and it's a bill collector.
There it is.
And I don't like that. I'm tired of that this or down, you're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So
I just wouldn't tell nobody.
And then, like I told G, think about it. If you hit for $1 billion, you said 980 something mil, you taking it home?
Well, they go tax that, so it'll be like 7 something.
7 something. But you're in this type of ordeal where you with these people that make money. So you
$700 million.
So you going to meetings with Oprah and all them about changing the world that nobody else knows about.
Well, you got to get invited to those though.
But you might, if you get something like that, look, you might hear some stuff about what's going to happen in the next 10 years to some stuff you don't want to know.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get into that, man. Yeah. Then I don't want my picture being taken at, I know some states, you on a billboard.
Well, Georgia, you have to announce. But there's loopholes to everything. You get your lawyer and get your trust fund or whatever and have somebody else go pick it up.
Yeah, if I take a picture, I'm going to have my cousin take a picture for me. Dog, I give you a meal. You take this picture for me. I ain't trying to. Yeah. That's a setup. I'm from the hood, so I don't know.
Secretly change the world.
Right. It was $2.
You said what? It was $2?
It was just $2.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the 3-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The 3-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
I had to look up what is ego lifting. So basically, ego lifting is like you're doing it to impress others. We have just discovered what kind of guy Mr. Controversy is. He's kicking the bar out of the dude's hand.
Kicking people out
and he think he can come tomorrow and don't let you come back. Hey, don't kick me out.
Hey,
kick him out. He's on your list.
When people are putting the plates on the bar, if they make too loud of a noise, he walking up to him.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Look, when we somewhere eating, when we're somewhere eating and somebody doing it, and they keep going up to get plates and all that, and making noise. Hey, bro, you ego eating. Stop doing that.
See,
stop it.
He gonna catch an open hand slap. I'm an open hand slap.
You gonna walk other people on the treadmill. Yeah. The treadmill's too loud.
Why you watching TV? What you watching ESPN for that loud?
You ego watching, dog.
Turn your headphones down.
Put the headphones in.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to noon on the Real 1100 a.m.
Hi, I'm Cole Johnson of Cole Sports, and you're checking out the 3-Point Conversion. Keep it locked.
You're back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Speaking of egos, I still hear that Dwayne, that's why they call it Baby Potter. Dwayne Chambers be ego cutting. Joker be cutting to look in the mirror. He don't look in the mirror at them. He looking at himself, spinning the chair around for no reason. The guy spinning in the chair. Dwayne, stop that, bruh. We know you a star.
Is he spinning the clippers in his hand?
Yeah, he did that. One time he did it and he dropped it and the clippers broke. Play it off. I'm just playing. Yo, but anyway, it is time for some NFL football, ladies and gentlemen. And thank everyone who's listening to the show again, and everybody who's on Facebook Live. We appreciate the comments. And again, you all can check it out. If you're listening, go to Facebook Live. Facebook, the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page on Facebook, of course, and we're live. So you can look at the show, you see us, how y'all doing or whatever. But anyway, it's time for this NFL talk. And quickly, the Atlanta Falcons, they play the Giants on Monday night. Is this the recipe right now to get back in the game? They had the Bucks, now they play the little man. I mean, the G-man, my bad. The G-man. Is this
Yeah, they playing
the recipe, the little man?
They playing the organization that the owner told Odell Beckham to sit down and shut up and just play ball. So, yeah, they got a lot going on in New York. They coming down to the big boy Benz, and this is the only problem is they run a semblance of a 3-4 defense, just like the Steelers. Don't know if they have the athletes that the Steelers have, but the Falcons have issues with 3-4 defenses because you don't know where the blitzes are coming from a lot of times. So if they watch the Steelers game tape and try to emulate that, then the Falcons are going to have to make some adjustments because, again, that 3-4 defense gives Atlanta offense fits when you don't know where the blitzes are coming from. So hopefully this is what we need. Obviously, after this game, we get a bye, so that gives the Falcons an opportunity to get healthier than we are.
Healthier, and then the defense feels more confident because with Eli, the way they look, I mean, man, and again, they can't block anyone, so this will get the D-line healthier, more confident. It's this guy who they drafted a couple of years ago. I think he been hurt or something. Beasley, yeah.
Who, the Falcon?
Yeah, Beasley, I think. So maybe he can get going again.
Okay.
Maybe he's I don't know. But anyway, Beasley can be playing again because I don't know where he is.
Yeah, he on the milk carton. What do you think? You didn't see him?
Man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And look, this is a contract year.
You said what?
This is his contract year.
Yeah, contract. Oh.
Contract year.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
May not be back.
This guy, Drew Brees, Big Ten, H.O., Big Ten, Purdue. I remember watching him too, and I'm like, yo, this dude is sick. But never would have thought he would be like this. And it's funny, you know, how everybody should know about him in San Diego. And the thing is, it's just a blessing what happened, man, because they wanted Rivers to start anyway, but he could have been in Miami with Nick Saban, and I think you was talking about that, how that could have changed the whole landscape.
Yeah.
Miami doesn't go to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nick Saban doesn't go to Alabama. He's at Miami. What could have happened? But it was perfect that he did go to New Orleans. So with all of this, he's one touchdown shy of getting 500 touchdowns for his career. He's already the passing leader as far as yardage in NFL history. Where do you rank him now? I mean, and I know sometimes because the Kool-Aid just got made, you know.
And a lot of people drinking it.
Yeah, it's been in the refrigerator for a while, so it's good. You know, it's good and sweet. So where do you rank him? As far as legacy, like?
So let me start off with this. You said last week I almost got you in trouble, so this week I'm gonna make sure I give you some props. Remember the song by Neo and Fabulous, "You Make Me Better"?
Right.
Right. So Sean Payton is that "You Make Me Better" guy, just like your wife was probably to you, right? My man. So when you look at this relationship, you would say, if it wasn't for Sean Payton, where would this guy be? And then you're going to look, and I think, was it 2012 when Sean Payton got suspended from the league and he had to actually play, and they had a 7-9 record, but he still put up 43 touchdowns. But he had a career high 13 or 17 interceptions or whatever the case may be. So you kind of got to say, well, even without Sean Payton,
he did his thing.
He still put up numbers. You know what I'm saying? So more than anything, I can appreciate the fact that somebody found somebody to make them better, and they created this magical situation. And I think that he owes Sean Payton, or Sean Payton has to get a lot of credit for this guy in his career, because when he was in San Diego, he never made a Pro Bowl. He never was thought of to be this guy.
But now, and it wasn't because of him not being good, and I know you're saying that.
Right.
I want people to understand. It's because
exactly
Marty Ball.
Exactly. Right.
That's what it was.
Which is my point to Sean Payton.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And
so
then,
I want people to follow that.
Yeah, right. And then you think about his the players that have came along and he's played with.
Mm-hmm.
Just name colleges, Hofstra. I can just name that, and that's it.
Yeah.
And he was their leading receiver. And not saying that you can't find gems, but
I mean,
Colson was all right.
Colson was the last pick of he was the last pick of the draft, right?
He wasn't the last pick, but he was the 7th round.
Seventh round pick, and made Colson out to be a legitimate player.
Took a guy who only played 1 year of football because he was playing basketball.
Jimmy Graham, and look what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
is he still in the league?
Jimmy Graham?
He does.
He's playing.
He is. Yeah.
Let me stop. But I'm just saying, look, Jimmy Graham was the man. I mean, now he finally has a beast, and you see what he's doing with Michael Thomas.
Right. Yeah.
But again, so with his legacy, can we say he's within the top 5 quarterbacks? Whatever 5 quarterbacks you think, is he within the top 5?
Man, it's so hard.
It gotta
hard
be.
to say it because some
so
people
hard.
someone with the debate of who's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how old you are, some people will start with Montana, Marino,
right,
Elway. or some people start with Brady, Manning, Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And then maybe get 3. So he might be top 10, but you could probably name some. I mean, someone's going to throw in Terry Bradshaw,
true.
even though they shouldn't. They should not.
Right. But then they'll throw in Roger Staubach in there if they old enough.
But is he? But he reminds me of. This is basically Marino, because Marino he won a chip, because Marino.
But he did it off the rip. He was doing this off the rip. Marino was.
But remember, this was Marty Ball. He didn't get that chance.
That ain't Marino's fault. But
No, right. But I'm saying it's not Brees' fault either that Marty was like, look, we're gonna run the ball 45 times.
Is that Brees had some injuries. Like he was gonna go to Miami. Miami needed a quarterback, but they felt that his shoulder, something wrong with his shoulder, so they chose Dante Culpepper.
Right. But I'm saying before, I'm talking about in San Diego with Marty, when Drew was the quarterback, they ran the ball 45 times, and then we're going to dump it to, I think, was Brees the quarterback when LaDainian had over 100 catches? I think he was.
He could have been, but this is the thing. Drew wasn't a high-profile quarterback coming out of college, so the microscope.
What you mean? Yes, he was.
Oh, more than Marino? In the greatest draft class ever?
Not more than Marino, but he was hot.
I understand. So,
it was considered a weak draft class because he was the second quarterback in that draft. The first pick was Michael Vick. But Brees was the second quarterback in the draft taken.
Thought it was Eli.
No, Eli was. No.
No. Brees was in the same draft class as Vick.
Right. Okay. That's right. Okay.
Right.
But to see, the thing is that when you compare him to Marino already had the clout going into the NFL, and it never stopped. It just grew from there.
But remember, Marino didn't start either.
Until they got some sense.
After like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like his fifth game. But
went for 48.
But I'm just saying, you don't think he's a Drew.
It's
a
hard
Marino.
to put him top.
And no, the reason why I say that is because Marino didn't have a running back. Drew did have a Deuce, but still it was different. Drew didn't have receivers like that. Marino, somebody on Facebook, shout out to, I can't remember my girl's name. I hope she's listening. She was saying that Miami had no wide receivers. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? They weren't great, but they were good.
Yeah.
Them Mark brothers was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So that's why I put them in that category.
I don't know if he'll ever be top 5 though. I'm just.
It's
subjective.
It's subjective, right?
But I would say this is much appreciated. I would just say
it is. All right, we're gonna leave that for others to debate. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
What's up, man? It's Metal World P. Shout out to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
You're back inside the 3-Point Convergence Sports Lounge with Mr. Controversy and The Intellectual.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It's baseball. Playoffs, Game 7. That's tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Man. No, I'm watching that. Good stuff, man. Game 7, what do you want? I don't care. If you're a casual baseball fan, if you don't watch baseball, you're going to get some theatrics. I promise you, watching this game. Any Game 7 in baseball is always good, you know. Before we get into Game 7, how crazy was it the last 2 games for that Boston Astros game, where game 6, Game 5, Mookie had a chance to catch the ball. Mookie Betts. Mm-hmm. And then the fan was called for,
baseball continues to be.
Did you agree with that call though?
No, I thought it was a home run. To be honest, they can
by the law, right?
By the law, because
it was
Mookie is going into the stand.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, you don't. Baseball is already hard to watch,
right?
And you're making it so that the people who do love to watch this slow game, you making it hard for it to even be watchable when the umpires become. Right. Listen, when you know the umpire name, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, you shouldn't know.
When you know Joe West, when you know the name of the umpire who made the call, it becomes a problem.
That's not good.
Let's
I
be
was going to
real.
say that, like, he's been doing this probably too long, because they said he's thrown Tim McCarver out of a game. That's how old Joe West is.
Exactly. Man, it's just.
He threw Tim McCarver. Wow.
Yeah, that's it. You know how long ago that was. And Tim McCarver has not been good to baseball because, Deion gave him that.
Bath. Yeah.
Yeah, Deion gave him that.
So then after that, so if you don't know, if you're listening, you're forced to listen, whatever. So it was who hit the home run?
Altuve. Well, the home run.
It was
wasn't
Altuve.
a home run.
Yeah, Altuve hit a ball to
right field.
To right field, and Mookie Betts went up to catch the ball. And now I will say he had a chance to catch it. The fan hit the glove and made Mook's glove close premature, and then next thing you know, he didn't catch it, and it was a home run. But the rule states that only way it can be fan interference, if it's in the field of play and a fan reaches out in the field of play. But this was clearly in the stands, the home run. But they caught it out. The next game, basically the same thing happened, and Mookie caught it.
Mookie caught the ball.
And it was almost and Mookie wasn't flamboyant with it, but it was almost I told y'all, you see, if he wouldn't have touched me, I would have had a home. I would have caught the ball, which is true. But the rule states if it's not in the field of play, it would be a home run. I just thought that was crazy though. I thought that could have swung. I thought that swung the whole.
But yeah, it took the sales out of everything the Astros had because they lost the game 8-6, and it was a 2-run homer. And my whole thing is, it wasn't even conclusive.
No. It was crazy.
I mean, it was just bad all the way around.
So,
they're gonna have to do something about
but let's get to this game now. So you got in this game, we have Buehler.
Yeah, Wade Buehler
going against the bullpen of the Milwaukee Brewers. Because what you said at the break. Because you know what they're gonna do.
They go pitch 2 or 3 innings and pull him.
And then they go pull them.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, for each batter, they're gonna have a different.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, they ready. They sick. They going. I know they going 6 relievers today. Craig Counsell is going, and then what? Sporting News named him co-manager of the year with Snick too.
Oh yeah,
so
he's showing out.
He's trying to show out. So, the game is at
Milwaukee.
At Milwaukee. Boy, he really finished show out.
So, do LA have a chance though?
Yeah. The LA listen, Wade Buehler's no joke, bro. I think he's a rookie that they drafted in the first round, and he was 8-5 during the season, 2.6 earned run average. His first year with the Dodgers. Trying to see what he did in the postseason. Actually, he's 0-2. He lost to the Braves and lost to Milwaukee. So
you got to step up. But you already know Kershaw is ready. They have Kershaw ready. He could go 4 or 5 innings tonight.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're ready for Hader, man. Hader has rested four games for they rested him for this moment.
Right.
And that bullpen with Jeffries and Hader coming out of that bullpen, and they go probably use some more starters as well. So I'm looking for Milwaukee to end this tonight. I know Dodgers fans hate to hear this, but Milwaukee has been like an underdog the whole season, and I'm pretty sure you followed them because of being a Cubs fan or whatever the case may be. So you've seen them evolve into this, and then you heard how they were booing Manny because he was a target for the Milwaukee Brewers during that little trade deadline.
Yeah.
And they instead went with Markakis. I mean, not Markakis, but Moustakas. And then they ended up getting the second baseman, Shoop from Baltimore. So, Yelich, obviously MVP candidate. They got Lorenzo Cain, who got World Series experience, leading off. They got some hits. They got some sticks. And Aguilera, he's been a beast. He's been a beast since last night. He actually won the game for them last night in the 7-2 victory for Milwaukee. So he's doing good. And then they got Travis Shaw coming off the bench. Milwaukee got some sticks, bro.
Yeah,
it's
do.
just all the way around.
I'm going to tell you who's going to be the unsung hero tonight and who's going to help LA beat the Brewers. Yasiel Puig. I think he's going to go off tonight. As crazy and wild as he's been, and through the clutch, he hadn't done anything.
Yep.
I think he's going to step up. I think he's going to hit a home. I'm saying it here first. He's going to hit a home run in the first inning, and then from there, I think it's going to be close. I don't think LA's going to run away with it, but I think he's going to come back later in the innings and hit another double or something. Okay. And I think Manny Machado is going to come in and earn his money. I think LA's going to win, man. I think Kershaw's going to give him 4 strong innings, and I think he's going to prove that
he's a big game pitcher.
He's a big game pitcher. This is what it's for right here. Who you got? So you got Brewers.
I got the Brewers, man. I'm going to ride with the Brewers all the way. And even if the Dodgers do win, I think Justin Turner has been a great addition, even from last year. Look for him to do his thing in the playoffs. I think he's missed October at this point.
Right. All right. There you have it. Those are our picks. We will be right back with weekend picks. Keep it locked.
This is Miles Plumlee. I play center for the Atlanta Hawks, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Hey, I'm Diana Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It is time for our picks. And I'm going to let, well, first, before we take it to G, who's your upset?
No, I got undefeated Cincinnati losing today. They got to go to Temple. Temple is 4-3 at this point. They play very, very well at home. And Cincinnati is those teams that we talked about outside of their Power 5 conference that could possibly run the table and go undefeated because they're an American Athletic Conference. So this is a conference game, but Cincinnati has been averaging like 38 points a game. But Temple has been averaging like 31 points a game. They got to go to Temple. This is the time of the year where this cold weather shows up. And going to Temple at 12 o'clock, I think, Cincinnati don't really get off the bus good early in the day. And I think they take an L today, and they rank 22nd with a 6-0 record. So I don't even know if this win even helped them move up the rankings, to be honest with you.
Shout out to my my nephew, Jeremy Cooper, offensive tackle.
Cincinnati?
Plays for Cincinnati.
Oh, okay, Bearcats. Go ahead, man.
Shout out, little Jeremy. We'll see what you do, baby.
Yeah, they going down today, though.
Yeah, freshman. So, but my other pick is Michigan State beating Michigan. I really don't want it, but I think it's going to happen. First of all, you put that weak blue M on the side. Well, that was weak. I mean, my daughter could have done something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that already going to get Michigan State pumped up. But again, they won 7 out of the last 8 games they played against each other. So they pretty much own the Wolverines. And then it just seems like every year this is that time where Michigan gets that. It's like Stanford almost. Like they get that crazy, stupid upset, a dumb play, cost them the game. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't want it to. I just see it. So that's it.
Is Rashad Gary playing today, G? For Michigan?
I haven't seen a report about that.
Yeah, I know he's injured. The highly talented
running back. I think he is.
No, the defensive tackle.
Okay,
yeah, that guy, the big guy, number 3, he's supposed to be. So I'm hearing rumors that he go do the Nick Bosa as well.
Oh,
I think a lot of players are going to start doing that.
And because he didn't play last week.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play last week, so I'm not sure if he's playing these. I don't know how. They fun about giving out these injury reports,
right? Especially
for colleges.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's playing. So if that's something that you can.
But if he doesn't play, then that's really going to be big, right?
Because defensively, this is their cowbell.
Yeah.
And they would probably need him against a Michigan State team that they got to go, to play Sparty. It's crazy, but
who is your counterfeit team?
Counterfeit team, the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado Buffaloes started the season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0. They beat Colorado State. They beat Nebraska, which is nothing. They beat UCLA. Then they turn around and beat Arizona State, which is at home. And so basically, you're looking at the schedule, you say Colorado 5-0.
They beat names.
They didn't really beat anybody.
Yeah, they beat names. That's what it was. Those names sound good.
Exactly. Then they end up going to USC and got popped. They lost last week. Now they gotta open. No, they play today. They go to Washington today, so they go be back to reality. Hey, it is what it is. You're going to take your second straight loss because you're on the road for the second straight week, and you go take a loss, and you better be careful with Oregon State because you may take that L the week after that. So Colorado is counterfeit to death because they're going to lose again today, and they'll be 5-2.
Well, my counterfeit team is the Dallas Cowboys. People say, what? They put 40 up on Jacksonville. Man, everybody had one of them slip-up games. I don't even think Jacksonville is that good anymore. Like, Blake Bortles hadn't won anything since UCF, and he shouldn't have won that, as I was just told. You have a running game, but that's it. You can't pass. Don't get it twisted. Okay, yes, you did good against Jacksonville. But KC did too. They made Jacksonville look, and not that good.
Hey, look, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and all I saw was, oh, these are the plays the Chiefs ran the week before.
Right. Thank you. They're not that good. You know what I'm saying? And now they have confidence, but they're just not as good as they look. Counterfeit.
Did it look like a glorified college football game?
A little bit, because Dak ran more. He had his career high in yards. It was like 80 yards, but
counterfeit.
They ran those Dan Mullen plays.
But
for what I'm reading, Chris Peterson 33 minutes ago said that Rashad Gary will be out today, and Tarek Black, it sounds like a basketball player, will be in.
But upset. All right, so it is time for these over and under.
You know how you just have that good feeling for a pick?
Do I feel lucky?
Yeah, that's this segment. It's time for Over Under with The Intellectual and Mr. Controversy, only on the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, so with the first game here that we're looking at is the Titans and the Chargers. Now, the Titans gave up 11 sacks last week against the Ravens. So, over or under 2.5 sacks given up by the Titans against the Chargers. Over or under 2.5.
Is Joey playing?
Joey Bosa?
Yeah.
No. He is listed as questionable, I believe, still.
I'm going over.
You going over?
Yeah, they offensive line is horrible. I'm sure Jay Smooth will.
Oh, no, he is out.
Oh, he's out? Okay, I'm still going over.
I'm going under. I mean, that's Baltimore. I know they got Ingram, but I don't see nobody else that's scary on San Diego squad. So, yeah, I'm going under.
All right. The next game we have is the Vikings and the Jets. So Kirk Cousins will be playing against a team that he spurned in free agency, even though they were going to give him $6 million more guaranteed dollars. But the story of the season has been Adam Thielen, who has 6 straight 100-yard games. So will Adam Thielen go over or under 99 yards in this next game?
Where are they playing it?
They're playing in at the Jets.
Oh, no, I'm going under.
Why? Why are you going under?
It's outside. It's cold.
Minnesota play outside. No, they don't. They were playing outside 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But they open it up sometimes. But no, I'm going over. Kirk Cousins be slinging that thing, man. That's what they do. They don't have a running game like that anymore, or they don't depend on it.
Yeah, Diggs may get 200, but
who?
Diggs, Stephon.
He better than Diggs. Go ahead.
All right. So we have the Falcons and Giants. That's on Monday night, right?
Yeah.
So who will have more receiving yards, Julio or Odell Beckham?
The only reason why this makes sense is because Falcons' defense is so horrible. It's Monday night. Odell Beckham gonna shine. He gonna get his no matter what. He's gonna take one to the house. He's gonna catch a 5-yard out and take one to the house.
I'm going with Julio.
You sound like you don't.
I mean, you talked about Eli like he was. I mean, then you talking about he go throw the ball to Odell Beckham.
That's why I said Odell gonna take it. I mean, Eli ain't gonna throw it deep. He's not gonna throw it deep.
Yeah, but I'm going with Julio because in between the 20s, he's a beast, and it's Monday night, and the Falcons need it, and I don't really like New York.
Well, that's it for over under.
Yeah, man. Julio, can we go? We should have did over and under. Is Julio half a touchdown? Is it under or over?
That's a sore subject.
Julio, can I just get one touchdown, bro? All right, forget. We're not talking real NFL fantasy. I just want one touchdown, please. All right, we're taking a quick break.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones of Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
Right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And What's on My Mind is brought to you by Sucker Free Life LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone could be sucker free. Make sure you purchase your apparel today on Facebook.com/Sucker Free Life LLC. All right, this is that segment, What's on My Mind. This is where we get to go in and tell you what we are thinking, what we've been dwelling on. And what I've been thinking about is on my mind. The last two games is the NBA. So when I think about the NBA, these last two games, we've seen New Orleans put 149 points, 130 something. The Knicks put up, I think, 130 on the Hawks. Memphis put 131 on the Hawks. And you say, oh, well, the Hawks defense is not good. The problem is, it's 7 other teams is worse than the Hawks as far as defensively in the NBA. All of these high scores. What's going on? Doesn't make sense. The NBA trying to be like the NFL, more scores, more, the higher the score, the better results we get. You just changed the rule from offensive rebound. You still only get 14 seconds left to speed up the game. Why? I don't want to see 151 to 138 points. Where's the defense? You can barely touch them now. And it just seems like they're trying to get like the NFL. Now, of course, you can't say they're soft or anything. I mean, it is, but it's not as bad as the NFL because, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They saying you can't tackle the quarterback anymore. But with the NBA, no hard fouls. You barely touch them. It's a foul. You're encouraging everybody to shoot threes now. Like, I remember watching the game, and I remember you had 3-point specialists. I remember you had somebody like a Mark Price that could shoot threes. Stojakovic would shoot threes. Dale Curry. Players like that you knew, oh, they're going to shoot three. You know? They weren't your main scorers, but they could shoot threes. They just... Now, you have big man. Did you see... What's my man in Detroit? The center. Drummond shot a three. He made it. But he shot a three with like... It wasn't one of those threes like times running off. No, he got the rebound. They passed to him, and he just popped. You know, and it's like he's shooting 500 threes during the summer. And I understand it now because you're trying to evolve with the game because that's what it is. But, man, it's like, again, basketball is both ways. I always say that's why I hate the term two-way. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. So all I'm saying is I just think that we need to slow down. It's okay to play defense. Now, sure enough, when you get to playoffs, it'll separate the teams. But I just want to see run and gun right now. I can go to, well, we don't have run and shoot anymore, but I can go to the park or to these gyms and see that. So I'm just tired of this high scoring. That's what's on my mind.
Wow. Dale Ellis, Ray Allen. A bunch of these guys shoot threes. It's a good one on what's on your mind, and I'm gonna take mine away from sports for a little while, man, and kind of get deep into this family situation where we all claim that we family. You know, whether we blood or non-blood, and as soon as I leave here today, I'm going to view my Aunt Jean's body as we're having a memorial for her Monday. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been entertained with family and drama. I know you can't help who your family is, but you can help how you treat, interact with family members. And the world is bad enough as we have to wake up and compete with negativity all day. We got to compete with the fact that 45 is in office. We got to compete with the fact that some things we just can't control. We also got to compete with the fact that maybe we're not where we think we should be or where we want to be in life. And we always talk about how family holds you down and how family does this for you and how the foundation of where I come from is based on family. Well, a lot of that is, to me, becomes just talking points without really executing the action of what family really means. We need to get back to sharing and caring and being able to go to Sunday dinner and being able to share ideas and help one another instead of downing and talking about and gossiping about something that makes no sense. And I just want to let everybody know that a lot of times that we're tripping and we are out of sorts with family members or even friends that you call family members. I can guarantee you can't even remember why you was mad in the first place. So my suggestion is get off your high horse, let the ego go, drop the pride, and let's get back to being family and stop tripping. And that's what's on my mind.
Well put, sir. I've been there myself, so I already know. Definitely know. But now, you hearing this music, it is time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have some shout-outs we want to hand out, and it might be one for you, so please stay tuned. And I want to start off by giving a big shout-out to the Almighty God, the big homie, for blessing me with this platform to do what I do, to say what I say, for me to give you all emotions, to make you all happy, upset, want to give me the stop it button, everything. I appreciate it. Also, I want to thank our co-host. Well, before I get my co-host, I want to thank my special guest, Joel Cortez, the 3-point conversion correspondent, for coming on, giving us that knowledge. I want to thank the lovely Crystal Dayon for doing what she does. My man G, true pioneer, and H.O.
Yo.
Stepping in, being like a brewer.
Yeah.
You know, as I come in and call him, yo,
there you
come
go.
on, he
there
ready.
you go.
Appreciate that. Shout out to The Intellectual. It's on you, sir.
Man, shout out to 3-Point Conversion Lounge and everybody who supports, follow us on Saturday morning. I really appreciate. Always good to come in on Saturday morning and drop knowledge and drop some of that sports talk. Crystal, she does her thing. Thanks, Mr. Controversy. I really appreciate you handling business, running point, being the credit counsel of of the show. Thanks, G, for always dropping them snippets. And hey, man, it's been a great run, great fun, and y'all continue to follow 3-Point Conversion on Saturday and during the week. Make sure you check out Sports Roundtable each and every Wednesday, 7 to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. iHeart, Radio 1, iTunes, TuneIn, and the Real 1100 Radio app. You can also go to srtradio.com.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on. You know what else you probably won't hear throughout the week on Wednesday night? Mr. Controversy on that show. But
and whose fault is that?
Every time he said, you ought to give him a stop it. A weekly stop it for that.
Stop it. I want to thank my family, friends, beautiful wife, beautiful children. Shout out to Miss Carmela, who's in town. Hopefully I ain't mess you up. I don't know what you got going on at home, but my bad. But either way, love you, sis. And I want to thank everybody else, cousins, aunties, uncles, play cousins, grandmas, grandparents, nephews, nieces. Also, I want to thank everyone who listened, man. We appreciate it. I appreciate you all again. Make sure y'all have a great time. Be safe in these streets in Atlanta. Be safe wherever you are. Eat good. Love family.
Thank you.
As my H.O. just said, tell family you love them. Let them know. They might, they need to hear it sometimes. And also, watch sports. We got so much going on. Basketball. It's the free package on right now on cable. Wherever you are, you got a free package. So look at that. It's for a week. You got college football, baseball, football Sunday. Game 7, right. It's so much. So, man, have a laugh, watch sports and all of that, and be beautiful. Until then, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.
Peace.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Raphael.